Hey guys, how's it going? So today we're going to be doing our second video for processing. We're going to be basically doing the visuals. So from my last video, if you want to look back there, we have learned how to do size, background, a couple more, but those are going to be the ones that we need for today. So basically, we have these three that we're going to cover. For now, we have the fill, ellipse, and the rect for rectangle. And if I just run that now, you'll see it is a 300 by 300 pixel white box, and it's white because background is set to 255. So set that to 0 right there, and you see, there you go, it's black. We'll just set that back to white for now. So we'll go on to these three. Oh, and the 2 slashes just means it's a comment, so basically it doesn't run through that piece of code and it just grays out to let you know that it's not in use. We'll start off with the ellipse, and if I just take that out and you run it, you can see there's now a little circle right there. So by default it will be black. I'll show you how to change that later with this one here, but we'll have the numbers here. So this first digit here, the 20, that will be its position. So if I change that to 40, that's the x-axis. So it will be over here now instead. Just change it to 80. There you go. It's now over here. Just put that back to 20. Then we move on to the x-axis here. And if we change that to 80 as well, it will go down here. So just set back to 20. That's basically those two covered. Just the position of your object on the screen. So you can set that to 40 and 150. There you go, and that just goes over here. And then these two here are going to be the size. So that's as well x and y. And x, if you change that to like 80 for example, you'll see it'll start to widen from 20 pixels to 80 pixels wide. And since it's going off the screen, you'll probably want to change that to something like 80 as well, so it stays on there. That's the same thing, just makes it taller right there. And then that's pretty much the same thing for this one. We have x, y, and then height, or sorry, width and height. So if I run that again, there's our rectangle at 150, 150. So since the whole thing's 300, that'll be pretty much the middle. And then same goes for these. So if I set that to 60, 30, that will be basically rectangle there. Now we have the fill. This is what you're going to use to color in your boxes and circles here. So if you just change that to 100 for example, it's just going to be a shade of gray going from 0 to 255. To make it colorful, you'll have to do something like 20, 40, 50. That just is basically RGB, red, green, blue. So if you want it to be red, you'll do 255 for red, 0 for green, 0 for blue, and you'll get red circles, red squares. And since the code will read from top to bottom, so from here, and it'll go to here and go to here, if you put them on top of each other, so if we go 80, 20, the rectangle will be on top of the ellipse. So if I just put one down there, swap them around, the ellipse will be on top of the rectangle. So if you want to change different colors for each of them, you'll do that. And so red's going to be 0, green will be 255, and that will give you a green ellipse and a red rectangle. So you can mess around with that a little bit. Maybe put that into the middle. We'll do that in the middle right there. 150, 150. And we'll set that to, let's say, 90, 90. We'll just put a circle in the middle. And you'll see as well, we can add another one of these. And since we'll just have another red, we can have them next to each other. We'll do this to about 130 and 180. And then we'll make that 10 and 10 for all of those. We have little eyes. We can put that down 150, and that'll be the middle at 150. And of course we have to put this back at the top because it reads top to bottom. And you'll have a little character. Might move the eyes a little bit higher up. We'll go 130. And there we go. We have a little character guy right here. Might make him black with red eyes, just like that. And that's pretty much it for visuals. Give yourself a little character and you can add more of those and those to make different shapes. Now to compile this, you'll just go Export, Windows, embed that if you don't have Java for the computer you want to put it on. I have Java, so I'll just export it like that. You run this exe. Now, didn't talk about this last time, but you'll have this folder here, Windows 64, and that'll be the folder that you use. I'll have to close that to move it, but that'll be the folder that you use, and pretty much close. Pretty much you can't take that out of the folder, otherwise it just won't run properly. So that's if you want to give that to somebody and you don't want them to steal your source code. That's source, and then that one right there, lib, it won't actually run without that one, so you'll need that in there for it to run. And that's going to be pretty much it for exporting. And that's just visuals and background, of course. That goes the same way. You go 0, 255, 0, or we'll do blue. Red, green, blue, and that's going to be blue. So we'll have the blue background now. And that's going to be pretty much it. You'll have the reference and everything there will be pretty much the same for that. Thanks for watching, and I'll release a new video soon if you want me to. I'll do probably either integers or I'll do keyboard management so you can see how to press a keyboard button and have your little character move across the screen.